Next up, we need to tackle horizontal dilations and reflection in the y-axis. So again, it all starts with understanding our parent curve. Once we've got this image of the parent curve set in our minds, we can move on to actually trying to graph these things. As far as translations go, I'm only moving down 2 units, which means that that point that used to be 0, 0 on the parent curve will now be at the point 0, -2. That 1/3 indicates that I've got a horizontal stretch. Remember, if the absolute value of the b value is between 0 and 1, we're dealing with a stretch rather than a compression, which is what it would have noted in the vertical direction. The negative says I'm reflecting in the y-axis. Now, this means that instead of traveling to the right from this endpoint, I'm going to move to the left. Anytime I moved right, it will be left. First things first, we're going to use the purple and blue arrows again, only now, because of that stretch, that spacing of 1 will become 3 horizontally. And again, we go left because we got reflected in the y-axis. Vertical spacing didn't change. At the end of those 3 units, I'll move up. I will find the next nice point. This point we just plotted is the parent curve equivalent of 1, 1. We take our blue arrows. That spacing used to be 4 horizontally. We're going to have to go 12. Still moving up 2 after that point and finding another nice point. Plot yourself a smooth curve. Domain and range. Our domain is all about left and right. So we find that extreme, which is the endpoint. It's at 0. And the graph exists entirely to the left of that, which means that 0 is going to be the upper boundary for my domain. And then when we think about range, we're looking vertically. We don't get any lower than -2. So -2 is going to be the lower boundary, and the entire graph exists above it. Our range becomes -2 to infinity.